Hi, this is Jonathan. How you guys doing? In this video, I'm going to show you another foot pedal from Fender. This is the Fender Reflecting Pool, Reverb and Delay. Let's take a look at the switches, the foot switches. These are all through bypass. You have activation on and off, right? On the left side you have the reverb, on the right side you have the delay. Now here is a tap tempo switch, the switch for tap tempo, pretty cool. So let's go for the delay section first. You have the time where you can actually select your time signature, quarter note, whole note, 16 notes, you know. And then you have the feedback, how much delay, or rather how often do you want the delay to repeat itself. Here you have the mix between the main or the subdivision, which I'll explain later about subdivision. And then you have your level for overall delay signal. You have the time here, rate here, and the depth. Right, so there are three dip switches here, and the first one would be a selection of digital, analog, or tape delays. You know, you can go in between which one you want. Right, and then you have the subdivision. Now here, I'm going to quote what is written in the what you call it, the instruction manual. It says enable selection of rhythmic subdivision for second delay tap. Secondary delay time is a subdivision values are 50%, 8 note relative to quarter note, 66% quarter note triplet relative to quarter note, and 75% dotted 8 note relative to quarter note. So you can actually subdivide whichever time signature you have here. Like for example, if you select a whole note, you know, it will switch to a half note, and then depending on 50% or 66 and so forth, 75%. So for you, those of you who are into all this will be pretty interesting, right? And then you have the quality of the delay, meaning how you can set how much, or rather how much your repeat will be like. You can have it clearer, you can have it a bit blur. Like, if you choose a analog or a tape type of delay, then you can actually choose to degrade the feedback signal, furthermore if you want to. Pretty cool. This is really nerdy stuff here. And then you have the reverb side, which is on the left. Basically very simple. You have a decay, damp, level, and extra. Okay, and then you have I'll explain to you the extra later on. You have two dip switches here. You have a selection of hall, the first one, room, or special reverb. Then you have the variation 1, 2, and 3. So these have different variations on different effects on the hall, on the room, or the special. Now this is the extra, where you can dictate how much you want the other effects, the special effects that comes up, and this will vary between the variations as well as the type of reverb that you're using. Right, so it's pretty cool. You can get pretty nice atmospheric reverb, very useful for musical nuances. You have the rate and depth here, where you can actually have your delay section doubling as a chorus unit if you choose to, depending on the time and how much you want your feedback, and it gives you a rate and a depth, so you can actually have right, you can actually have tremolo or reverb effect if you choose to to use them. So this pedal by Fender is called Reflecting Pool. As the name might imply, that is something to do with wetness or wet signal. So it's basically a pedal that has a delay and a reverb all rolled into one. On the right hand side you have the delay section, on the left hand side you have the reverb section. 3 foot switches. These two are primarily the ones that turn off and on the effects. These are all true bypass if you choose to, because there's a dip switch behind you that can allow you to have a true bypass or a trill bypass. On the center you have a tap tempo switch, so you can actually use this switch to control your tap tempo. Now on the back you have 2 stereo in, right? A stereo in and a stereo out, and an additional input for your optional FS, whatever foot switch that you have to control the tap tempo. Meaning if this pedal is somewhere in your humongous pedal board, somewhere hidden, and you need to have access to your tap tempo, you can actually hook up an additional foot switch for you to control your tap tempo. Pretty interesting. I like the LEDs there. These are really bright. I think in a dark stage you can actually see what is happening. I believe I haven't played with it extensively because there's a whole lot of stuff to go through. But I'm sure there are other reviews or videos out there that can feature even more features of what this unit is capable of. I'm sure this unit is capable of not only just delay but reverb. I mean, not just these 2, delay and reverb, but also effects like tremolo and chorus, or any time-based effects, basically, because it has the ability to do all this. And as far as the reverb is concerned, it's pretty cool. You can have really nice atmospheric special effects sound coming up, being generated by the reverb unit. It runs through a 9 volt, right, power. So at the back you'll find a USB input. This is for you to update your firmware through the computer. How do I find this unit? I find this unit really interesting because so far what I've tested, the Compugilist and the MTGLA, these are all great effects, and I guess with these 3 effects pedals I can actually play a gig with a good amp, and you can make do with it. What I did for this demo was I ran through my RK5, my Tech21 RK5 to this. So it's RK5, guitar to RK5, and RK5 into a mono in, and then the stereo out into my DAW. So what you are hearing is actually a stereo effect of the reverb and the delay. Mind you, when I was playing, I noticed that the delays are mostly mono. They're not in stereo. Only the reverb are. I know I could be setting it wrong, but I believe that's the case here. And it didn't bother me none. I think the delays are pretty cool. Of course, you won't get a ping-pong effect. That's what I'm so used to having on my Helix Native. Again, I could be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong. Whether you can set the delays to be stereo, you know. For some of those nice atmospheric songs and stuff that some of you guys are playing out there, this is a good tool. Of course, some of you might prefer the other delays, like the Strymon and whatever expensive delays that you guys have. I mean, for someone who wants a reverb and a delay unit all roll into one, this is a good pedal to get. I don't think it's cheap. I'll put the price down. I personally like this pedal. I think it looks really cool with the flashing blue LEDs and everything, but it's more on the sound, and there's so many variations I can get. I can actually use all these little dip switch settings to get all sorts of sound that I choose to. But I'm really a pragmatic player because I'm not into the habit of switching sound as I go along. You know, I just want to have my delay set in a way that I like it, and then it just stays there. The reverb, you know, I like the reverb, but it just stays there. That's why I love my it's the stuff that I play, you know, my multi-effects board and all this. But if I'm into pedal boards, I'll probably get this too, you know. So good addition. So tell me, what do you think, you know, about this pedal? What do you like the sound that you're hearing? And if you do own one, let me know what do you think and what are your experiences. All right, so hope you enjoyed this video. And for those of you who are staying at home, being cooped up, you know, as one subscriber told me, you've been snowed in, and I go like, at this time of the year, you're getting snowed in. But then again, I could be wrong. But I mean, some of you have been confined to your home, so I hope you guys stay warm, stay safe. I believe this thing will pass over real soon, right? So hope you enjoyed this video. If you give me a thumbs up and join this channel, all right? Till the next video, I'll see you. God bless. Ciao.